Here again, and we're right back at it. Short week, obviously. We're playing in 2 days, so had a good practice today, and we're excited about the challenge, and also Thanksgiving. So ready for both. What questions do you have?
John, when going and defending a guy like Ja'Marr Chase, what's kind of at the top of the priority list when it comes to trying to contain him?
Well, I mean, tackling probably is the number one thing with him, and number 30. I mean, those two guys, number 1 and number 30, are the start there. They got a lot of guys, and you've got to be aware of everybody because they have a lot of guys that can make plays. But those two guys, you got to get them on the ground. So being in position, eyes in the right spot, playing leverage on different things like screens and things like that are going to be very important.
John, you mentioned there's a chance for Kyle Hamilton. We saw him go out there. How did he look?
He looked good today. Yeah, he had a good practice. Mm-hmm. He was. I think he'll be a full participant. I would assume based on what I saw.
It's a similar question. Rashad, he returned as well. Is he still on track, you think, to play on Thursday?
Who's that?
Rashad Bateman.
Rashad was full participant as well. Yeah, so he looks good.
Similar question on Joe Burrow. Obviously, he's had some big games his whole career. First game back, I'm sure you have high expectations. What sort of is the challenge, or what do you have to do to kind of slow him down?
Well, I mean, we've played him enough to understand kind of how he plays and how he fits into the offense, how he fits in with the receivers they have and things like that. And you kind of look at what they've been doing the last few weeks. I mean, they're going to continue down the path of their offense, but they do a really good job. I mean, they have a really well-organized offense. They know what they're doing. They have the principles are built into it, and those are the things you have to contend with. And now with Joe executing them, and he's the foremost guy. I mean, the system was built for Joe Burrow, so that's what we're looking at trying to defend.
Mike Green is someone, it seems like he's showing up more and more every week. What are you seeing in his development, and how valuable is he becoming as part of the pass?
Yeah, Luke, I agree. I mean, he's really he's amping it up. He's making some plays. He had a couple crazy good reactions, screen passes and different things that were just natural football player moves. He's been pressuring the quarterback. I think the pass rush is starting to really heat up. But one of the more advanced young all-around players probably that we've had in a while, so he looks good.
John,
Since you got Draymond, are those guys kind of all helping each other? Like, are they playing off of each other well? Is the group sort of fit together well?
I think they do fit together well. They are playing off each other well. I think they kind of complement each other, I guess, in a way. They're all good players, and they're all still in the same kind of style. David Ajabo was the same way. I mean, they're strong, they're physical, they're heavy-handed players. They're also quick. They're explosive players, and they play really hard. And that's something that we require. So I think they fit each other really well, and they fit us really well.
John, I know you mentioned that Thanksgiving is one of your favorite holidays. What about this team this year are you thankful for?
Well, it's a great question. I'm thankful for, I guess, with this team is who they've proven to be. Adversity. You used to hear the thing, adversity builds character. I think it kind of shows character. And the more success you have, sometimes it shows who you really are, and the more challenges you have, sometimes it shows who you really are, right? And through these challenges, to see these guys respond the way they did together every day was really great. And then, and now that we're on the brink of having success, they haven't changed one bit. They're the same, So I'm kind of proud of that, and I'm grateful for that, just who they are character-wise.
John, speaking of challenges, what have you seen from Lamar these past few weeks when maybe he's not as healthy as you guys still win the games? Obviously, he probably wasn't playing his best in those games. But what have you seen him kind of getting through those last few weeks?
Right. Well, I feel like Lamar's playing winning football in games that you have to find a way to do what's required to win the game. And that's different in every game. And he's been doing that. Whether sometimes you take some things for granted. You protect the football or you operate the right way. Or you get us down the field. I mean, we've had some key drives at the end of the game, second half and fourth quarter, that have been game winners for us in offense. So it's like, well, you may be referring to, quote unquote gaudy stats and things like that, but how about the fourth quarter stats? I think Lamar's got a 144 quarterback rating in the fourth quarter when the game needs to be won, and that's when these games have needed to be won in the last 3, 4, 5 weeks. So that's probably the most important stat, and so that's what I see.
Two more.
Coach, you were asked earlier about Ja'Marr Chase. He's coming back off the suspension. I'm sure he's going to be spitting that, ready to play. But they're not going to have two seconds, so does he merit double coverage?
Ja'Marr Chase certainly does merit double coverage. I mean, he's one of the premier receivers in the league for sure. It's hard to get to that because you've got some other weapons out there, and as soon as you start pulling the coverage too far away from other guys, and other guys start making plays on you. So we'll have to balance all that out with what we do. But yeah, he's one of the top guys in the league for sure.
I can't recall Lamar having battled a toe injury before. I guess just how important is a day like today just to kind of figure out if it is limited in any way, just to kind of understand how you can be comfortable out on the field, and also just the walkthrough that you guys have tomorrow.
I think it's always part of it, just to kind of see how guys, any player, how they're moving, how they're responding, and stuff like that. And he looked very good today. He'll answer it for you up here. But then with any player, you kind of see how they're feeling all through the week, and then even on game day, you kind of try to get a sense of that. But he looked good today.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Great, thanks.